Hey, friends, welcome back to Hot Air with me, Joshua Robert. And today I am joined by my friend Taylor for a conversation that I think is going to resonate with a lot of people, whether you're part of the LGBTQ plus community or not. Over the past year, Taylor has begun publicly sharing her journey as a transgender woman. But this episode isn't just about transitioning, it's about self discovery, self acceptance, finding the courage to be yourself, and what happens when you finally stop living for everyone else's expectations. We're talking about the signs that were always there, the process of understanding her identity, the role that family support played in her journey, and what life has been like since coming out and beginning her transition. And my hope is that if you're listening and struggling with your own identity or feeling different or trying to figure things out, like who you are, then you're going to hear something in Taylor's story that reminds you that you are not alone and will hopefully give you that little extra oomph to help you get there. And before we jump in, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at _HotAirPod. Visit my website, hotairwithjoshuarobert.com, where you can shop my merch, submit your listener stories, and topic suggestions. And also, you can read the blogs there. I don't think I've ever said that before. There's the entire episode is taken and put into blog form if you're more of a reader as opposed to an auditory absorber. I don't even know if that's a thing. But anyway, I love Taylor. I had so much fun recording this episode. We did a lot of laughing and joking and shooting the shit and catching up as well. So hopefully it makes you laugh and learn as well. So let's hit it.
HOTAIR, hot takes therapy, no filter. Say what I mean. HOTAIR, let's be real. You're listening to Hot Air.
Hello,
Hey.
queen of the world. Oh, hi.
Hi.
Where have you been my whole life? Just
All
wearing
over.
diamonds and stuff. God.
Always.
Oh my goodness. How are you?
Good. I'm good. I spent the day at the beach, so I'm like,
Nice. Oh yeah, it's nice. Shall we begin?
okay.
I'm comfy. You're way more dressed up than me. I have pajama pants on. So
I'm just wearing jeans and a t-shirt.
well, you look lovely.
Thank you.
We'll just go through our little questions. Did you look at them at all?
Yeah.
They're kind of like very basic. I'm sure other things.
They're all
will
about
come
me.
up.
My favorite thing to talk
Obviously.
about.
What more? What more could you want? This is all about you. Obviously. Okay, well, Taylor Reiss, welcome to my
Hi.
podcast. This might be the episode that gets me canceled. I feel like we're gonna behave. We'll be fine. We'll have fun. But you bring out a chaotic side of me, so in a good way. You know exactly what I mean.
I resemble
Don't
that.
You resemble fucking facts, and this is exactly why we need to have you on here. I resemble it too. That's really funny. Okay, well, I know you, and I know what I mean when I say, you bring out a certain side of a lot of people. You just have always been such a fun human. So for people that don't know you that are listening, why don't we talk a little bit about you? Let us in. Let us know who you are, where you're from, the little Taylor Reiss elevator pitch.
Okay. Well, I am originally from Michigan, but you and I met obviously in Los Angeles when we worked together at Flaming Saddles, the gay bar.
What a joy. What a
That
joy.
was an experience, but I don't think we have enough time for all that.
That would be a whole episode, separate podcast, not even an episode.
Yeah.
Different podcast. Oh, no. It was fun. It was fun.
No, yeah, it was a good time. I mean, there were like highs and lows, but yeah. Well, anyway.
Yes, as with anything.
Yeah, well, now I am back in Michigan. The pandemic kind of pushed me back here because California was just, that lockdown was so intense, and so Michigan was opening up for that summer. So then I came back, and then the last couple winters I spent down in Florida, so I would be a snowbird. But now I'm back in Michigan full time, and I'm just kind of figuring out where I want to go next, because it's not going to be here. but
I mean,
but no, I mean, my businesses are here though. I own a restaurant and a few Airbnbs with my mom. She's my business partner, but we just want to be out of the cold like for good. So
yes.
we're trying to figure that out and that transition right now. So yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely not somebody who's, meant to live in Michigan forever.
Mm-mm.
That's for
I mean,
sure.
I do actually love this state, and I do love it, especially where I'm at. I'm in northern Michigan.
Mhm.
Um, it's so beautiful up here, and I mean, this is like originally
Yes.
where I'm from, but the winters are so brutal and they're so long. It's just like, no, I mean, I need my sunshine.
Yeah, but you have nice fur coats, don't you?
Well, yeah, yeah, PETA, don't come after me, or
I've
do. I don't
seen
really
them.
give a fuck.
Whatever, PETA.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a vegetarian, so I feel for them, but a fur
I
coat's a fur coat,
know.
okay?
Yeah, yeah.
You
They're
gotta
they're
wear
they're
gotta wear it.
lovely. They're
Yes.
lovely.
Okay. I love a dead animal on my shoulders. What could be better?
hmm Or on my boots or a handbag or a scarf, whatever. They
Dead.
didn't
Oh
die
my
in
god.
vain. They, I like, I don't know. I feel like they made me look. It's part of the look, the winter look.
It is. It is. But okay, speaking of your luck, I've always known you as somebody who just wears whatever they want, right?
Mhm.
That wears it with confidence. Like from my perspective, and I think a lot of people's perspective, from the day they've met you, you've always been unapologetic. You wear your makeup how you want to wear your makeup, your jewelry, your clothing. Like sometimes you'll mask it up, sometimes it'll be more feminine. Like you've always been somebody who plays with what you wear in fashion. And I always see again that as somebody who is confident. But I imagine, was there a point where it didn't start out as confident? Like, how did you start experimenting with the way you would dress, or were you always that way?
Well, I was always kind of like that. I mean, when I was younger, I like to always like push the boundaries a little bit, but I was a little more reserved when I was younger just because you know, being how should I say it? Just like being different wasn't like as accepted back then, in like 90s and like early 2000s and stuff, like when I was in school.
Right.
It wasn't as accepted as how it is today, obviously. But so I would be a little bit more cautious, but like I would always just kind of like push a little further, a little further, a little further. Um and it just yeah, you can only like push so far until you finally have to be like, you know what, like fuck it, like this is me. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, just like there's like no point and because well, you know me, but obviously I'm like such a big personality. It's like it's hard to kind of like keep that out.
Yeah. You can't tame it. You either go for it or you don't, right?
Right.
So like when you started experimenting, I know that your mom is supportive. Was she
hmm
always supportive? Were there people in your family that maybe were not, or in your close environment?
So yes, my mom is supportive. And my whole family pretty much is supportive. They're just like, whatever at this point. But
Mhm.
I think in the beginning, no. And I don't want to say like anything like bad about them, but I think that they weren't mm, just weren't sure, or maybe thought like it was a phase or things like that. Or like I just remember being like really young and um okay, so this is a funny story actually. So
Mhm.
like when I was really young, I was in a tennis camp for the summer, and like like where your parents send you, you learn to play tennis or whatever. So it was in this town in Michigan called Beverly Hills, Michigan, and so I was like the Beverly Hills Tennis Club, and I don't know, I think I was like 5 maybe, and I thought my tennis instructor was so cute. Like, so cute. And
Yeah.
so I was just this little kid and I just like went up to him and like kissed him like on the cheek.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, he's so cute. And I went on to kiss him and they were like, oh, no. And so then the tennis school like called my parents and then they had to
Oh
like,
no.
they had to come pick me up and they had to like explain. They were like, they were like, boys don't kiss other boys. And I was like, oh, okay. And so then I started like suppressing, but I always like, I don't know, like I always thought of myself as female. And then I guess I tried to maybe suppress that a little bit because I wasn't like super sure. So I was like, okay. So then growing up, I was like, okay, no, I'm just like a really feminine gay boy. And so I lived like as a gay man. And then it wasn't until honestly, just like mm, probably 3 years ago, I was like, no, I'm like full blown trans. Like this is I've always just like thought of myself and like female pronouns and things like that. And I've always been androgynous anyway. And then but now I feel like I'm more like fully myself, fully authentic. So and just that transition in itself, like going from like being a little different as a little boy and then growing up into being like a little gay high schooler and then like a gay young adult male. And now it's like, I think like everybody that's known me, they're just, nobody's like surprised by it. So I didn't have to have like or like, let me sit down with my parents and tell them I'm trans. They're just kind of like, okay. Which
Right.
is so
Right.
lucky for me because I know
Mhm.
not
Yeah.
everybody gets, you know, that kind of a blessing.
Yeah, that
So,
response, that type of support. That's part of why I was like, this it's such an important story to tell because I think a lot of people think that and a lot of people are right to think that they will have a more negative response because there are families that might respond that way, but there's also people that will surprise you whether you're coming out as gay or lesbian or trans or bi or whatever. There are people you might assume, that they are going to have a negative response and it could surprise a lot of people that might be questioning whether they should come out that like their family doesn't care. Like when I came out, again, I didn't really need to because I'm like I was a flamboyant child anyway to begin
mhm,
with. So like my parents and everybody knew, but I was still scared because I didn't know what the response was going to
right.
be. And I think it's important to also share, those positive stories. It's great that you had support. And so when you came out, well, kind of came out, you said you didn't really have to. It was just like
Yeah,
a
just
natural
kind of. I
evolution.
mean, yeah, I did. Well, I did like confirm it though. Like, I
Mhm.
finally, I think my mom and I were at work and I was just like, okay, by the way, I am trans. Like, these are the pronouns I'm going to go by. And there was like a bit of an adjustment period because she's been so used to calling me he, but now she's like fully like she pronouns and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
so, and still, like, I have family and friends that still go he, and they'll be like, oh shit, I mean she. And I'm just like, okay, like, whatever. So,
Yeah. That's a good point. And I'm always curious, and this is something I've asked people before. It can be difficult for people like me or friends or family to make that adjustment. And a lot of people I work with, people I train at the club will be like, "What's the deal with pronouns? I don't understand. Like I'm always scared to mess up. I'm, scared I'm going to say the wrong thing, so I just don't." And sometimes they feel a lot of pressure. So if somebody would say that to you, a straight person, would ask you for advice on how to, approach the mistakes that they might make during a trans person, like
mhm.
what type of insight or advice could you offer them?
Well, for me, I don't get as crazy about it if someone accidentally misgenders me. I I know people that do and they'll like go on this like tirade, but I'm like, okay, but I feel like you do have to give people some grace because like when you transition or start to transition or you know people are used to your old pronouns. So I feel like you have to give them a little time to adjust as well. It's like they're not going to be perfect like every time. But if it's a stranger and they say the wrong thing, which it actually happens in my restaurant all the time. Like if I'm serving a table, sometimes even though I'm like present as female and I'm like mostly I feel like I'm pretty passable. I think my voice definitely gives it away a little bit. And sometimes like people will be like, "Oh, thank you, sir." And then they'll be like, "Oh shit. I mean, ma'am," or sometimes they won't correct themselves at all. So then I'll just politely be like, "Oh, it's she." And then they'll be like, oh, okay. Um, but if somebody was coming up to me and asking me, like, well, I feel pressure, and like you were saying, like, what advice would I give them to just how to deal with that or not say the wrong thing? I guess some people have asked me before politely, they'll be like, by the way, I don't want to mess this up, but what are your pronouns? And I'm cool with that, but I know that even that can just be a little bit awkward. But yeah, if you feel comfortable enough, just ask them, like, hey, what are your pronouns? Because I don't want to mess up. Or you can do something neutral if you're really not sure. Like just maybe use the they them
Right.
pronouns if you're super not sure and if you don't want to like fully ask. But yeah,
Yeah, I
that's what
think
I
it's
would
like
do.
make an error, make a mistake, as long as you don't do it again intentionally. Like people are gonna
Right.
slip up, but I think so many people get caught up in like, oh, I'm gonna like say the wrong thing. This person's gonna be mad at me. Like, A, it's not the first time probably that they're gonna be misgendered, but it's about what you're gonna do
Hmm.
next, as opposed to just like keep calling someone he when they identify as she. Like, make the note. Try not to do it again. You might do it again. Do it 5 times. That's a different story. But like
Yeah.
as long as you're making the effort and you're communicating that, I think people can like, take a little weight off their shoulders and chill out.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because and now if somebody's like honestly being disrespectful, then that's a whole nother conversation. And then yeah. And
Now,
then
was there
I'm ready to go.
ever Yes, you would be.
On
I've
site
seen you
in
ready
my
to go.
restaurant.
Yeah. You're like, it's my restaurant, bitch. The good old days. Okay, was
Mhm.
there ever a period of time when you were like, I'm transgender, but maybe you didn't want to be, or you didn't want to acknowledge it, but like it was in the back of your mind? Was it something that was always kind of there that you maybe knew once you found the words for? Did you ever fight it?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like the whole time being a gay man, I was like fighting it because it was just I feel like being trans is so much more accepted now where being like back then people were like coming around to like being gay, but trans was just like a whole other thing that
Yeah. Yeah.
people it's like are trying to get used to. And so I was like, well, I would think to myself like, well, it's okay to be gay. Like there will be people that won't accept it, but it's more accepting than being a trans person. So I would just be like, no, I'm just a really feminine gay man. Yeah, I mean, that only works for so long because I really, like I said, I mean, from since I can remember as a child, like I always thought of myself as a woman, never like as a boy. So yeah, I definitely did try to fight that, suppress it. The one thing that you asked, where if I couldn't find the words, yeah, I couldn't find the words for it when I was a child and when I was like a young teen. But then as an adult, like I learned what being transgender is. And then I had the words for it, but I still fought it because it wasn't as widely accepted as it is now. And so, I'm gonna be 7 this month, so I also feel like I'm a little late in the game with my um, transitioning. Like I do wish that I would have started the transition like way back when I was younger, because I feel like it would have made things easier, especially with like hormones and stuff like that. But I'm like starting late. But I'm it's I guess it's never too late to live, your authentic life
Yeah.
and be your authentic self. But I do wish that I had started back then, but I guess I just wasn't ready. And so everything happens for a reason and in its own time. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Was there a time an event or a series of events that sort of started to make that all click for you, where you started to accept it as opposed to try to live as a gay man? Like,
Mm,
what created that shift?
honestly, I there wasn't like any like monumental thing that just happened. I think I just was exhausted just being like just a gay man. I and not being fully myself, and uh just being back home and being busy and not being LA anymore, where you do kind of have to, I feel like in LA you have to kind of play a role or play some part. You know how it is out there. And so like getting back home and like just kind of like focusing on myself and focusing on my businesses and not having to try and prove anything or like fit in with anybody. I think maybe that helped me like get out of my shell more. And then yeah, I just woke up and one day and was like, okay, I really like this is who I am, and I'm going to live who I really want to be for the rest of my life now.
For the rest of your time. I also always forget that almost the same age. I'm going to be 38, but am I going to be 38? Yeah. I always think you're like so much younger than me. We're old now.
Yeah.
We're getting there. Did your parents, okay, did when you were growing up and your parents and when they turned 40, did they have an over the hill party?
When they turned
Cuz I
40?
Yeah, because in Canada, like everyone that turned 40 had a party that was themed over the hill. Like it's like when you're like basically you're halfway through your life and it would be themed. Like the plates would say over the hill. Is that just a Canadian
Girl,
thing?
no.
Because I'm gonna have to have one of those soon.
I've heard of those parties, but listen, my parents were a little too fabulous for that. Like they would be
Honestly,
like, no, because remember, my parents are, well, they were fashion designers, but
right.
so they were like in that, whole fashion
Yeah.
industry, and
Yeah. Yeah, mine were not.
they were not gonna have a, hey, I'm an old person party.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's not really on brand,
Hell
is it?
no.
No.
Well, but for my mom's 60th, she took all of her girlfriends to New York, and that was a fun trip for
Oh,
them. And then she's turning 70 this year, and we're going to go to Puerto Rico.
get it. Oh, fun. Puerto Rico's so fun.
I've never been, but she's been a million times and she loves it. And so I'm excited.
I love that. Your mom's a baddie, isn't she?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, she is.
Okay. All right, bringing it back to you. Do you have any advice, or what would you say to someone who might currently be questioning their identity and they might be feeling, a little scared to take the next step, whether that's digging deeper within themselves, whether that's talking to a therapist or coming out, being on the other end of that, someone who has come out? Do you have any words of wisdom?
Yeah, for sure. Well, definitely take your time and do it at a pace that's like comfortable for you. I don't feel like any kind of pressure. And I'm somebody who definitely believes in therapy. I have a therapist I talk to like once or twice a week, and they can really help you unpack all of like your feelings, and they can help you if you need to come out to someone, like how you can like verbalize that and all of that kind of thing. I definitely, if you're gonna go like the therapy route for help, definitely find a therapist that specializes in LGBT things, or and there's also therapists that specialize in just like transgender care too. A good platform for that is BetterHelp. That's what I use. I love it. Um, and then if you have friends that you can really trust or that already know, I mean, definitely like lean on your friends for support if you have a good support system, and definitely um, take your time and do like your inner work and soul searching for sure.
Yeah. Taking your time is like that's so important. Like I think people feel
Yeah.
like especially now more so that they just like have to come out, they have to pick something and if they do pick something like, when you were identifying as a gay male, like some people would be like, "Well, this is what I said I was. I can't change it now even if it is who they actually are authentically." So like people are allowed to take their time, do it on their own dime, on their own dollar, on their own TikTok of their watch. Like there's no need to be we love labels. Society wants to put a label on everyone, but like you don't have to label yourself as anything until you're ready to. But I think a lot of people
Yeah.
feel like they got to jump into it, and that makes it even more scary.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, that ties in with the like, don't feel pressured to, yeah, like, don't feel pressured to label yourself. Like, just do
Just
what's
be.
comfortable for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
That's the
So,
most important part. I mean, because you are the one like living this life. So live it for yourself. Don't live it for, other people or
yeah, to
what you
appease other
think you
people.
should label. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. What you think
absolutely.
you should label yourself now.
So I don't know, where you are in your transition journey,
Like
but since
early.
since you've started it, obviously, are there any changes like within yourself emotionally or mentally or socially that have surprised you, both positive or negative, just things that you feel have shifted, or for you, does it feel the same?
Um, I actually feel like I'm more confident and I feel like I'm more mature now, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like I'm so much more aware of myself and like who I am. And I just feel good every day like that. I mean, not like, of course, I have bad days like everybody else, but I feel I feel more excited and really optimistic now. It's been a good shift.
Yeah.
It's been a nice shift the last, I would say, like 3 years. I'm like, yeah, I'm like finally me. Like I don't feel like um all the weight from like I don't want to say like hiding, but I mean, yeah, I guess, or I don't feel like the weight of suppressing who I am
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, suppressing is good. But yeah, because you
Mhm.
just were not quite there. You were almost there,
Right.
but like, yeah, you're suppressing a little bit of who you actually are. So I imagine, yeah, that's a big weight lifted.
Yeah, and I mean, it feels good.
Good. I'm glad. You're so grown at our almost over the hill age.
I'll come to your over the
we
hill party.
I was gonna say we can have
I'll
a
fly
joint
in.
over the hill party.
Okay.
That's that's what I'm gonna call this episode. Hot air with Taylor Reese over the hill.
Over the
Not
hill.
actually. I won't call it that. Okay, is there something that has brought you the most joy throughout this process of finding yourself and living more authentically as yourself?
Yeah.
Could be
I think
an
I would
interaction, an
say,
experience, anything.
well, I think the closeness well, I've always been super close with my mom. I mean, she's always been my best friend, but watching her really like go through the motions of accepting it, because I mean, it it still is hard for her, because when she would always tell me when she was pregnant with me, she always prayed for a baby boy and she got a baby boy and all of that. And so then now it's like, well, your baby boy
What about it,
turned into
mom?
a big old girl. But and so that always made me like a little bit nervous, but no, now she's just
Mhm.
like, I mean, I feel like we're even closer, and so just her go through it with me too, and just being like fiercely supportive has been really awesome. And then also, I have a really amazing core group of friends that are just like so supportive, ready to defend me, ready to like always be on my side. And so just kind of, yeah, the support has been like the most amazing part. And then the second part is, I mean, this is more like shallow, but like my fashion has opened up more so I can wear like more fun
I mean, it's not
stuff.
shallow. You probably feel how you've always wanted to feel when you put on what you've
Yeah.
always wanted to put on. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's been great too.
I mean, clothes give everyone confidence. Like when I go to a festival, I wear things that I would never wear in daily life. And like you feel fucking hot and you feel good. Like you should, feel that way on the
Yeah.
regular basis. Now, kind of on the flip side, not that I want to make this too negative, but I think it's important if you have any examples to touch on how maybe you've dealt with negative responses or negative people. I mean, we've had a lot of those, like when we were in West
Oh,
Hollywood. Like, even
I've
though it's West Hollywood, there's some shitheads. But like, how do you deal with some of those people who are the opposite
uh,
of supportive?
yeah.
Sh-
Oh,
She's pissed. I
I
can see.
I have I have a pretty crazy story. It happened up here. Um this was maybe like 2 years ago. So there is this local bar. Well, it's a bar restaurant, family restaurant that is just in downtown Harbor Springs, where I live. And it's where everybody goes. It's just like, you know, a place to like get a drink and whatever. And everyone knows me there. I mean, it's a small community, so everybody knows each other. Well, I was using the restroom and there was this woman in there. And when I walked in, she goes, I really wish you wouldn't use this restroom. And I was like, excuse me? And she was like, yeah, I know what you are. I'm like, okay, and what I go, and what am I, bitch? And because I knew where she was going.
Yeah.
And she's like, you're a man. And I go, no, I'm not. And she goes, well, have you had surgery? I go, that's none of your fucking business. And then she went into this whole tirade about how people like me are grooming children. We're nothing but pedophiles. All this shit. I was going to burn in hell. I mean, I cussed her out. I was like, you're the one accosting me in the bathroom, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, you think I want
Yeah.
to look at your shit? Like, fuck no. I'm just here to fucking pee. And then it spilled out of the bathroom. I mean, she followed me to the bar. I like went crazy on this woman, like crazy. And I said like every expletive you could think of.
Oh my
And
goodness.
they were like, oh my god, Taylor, like calm down. I go, no, get this bitch the fuck out of here. And so they ended up banning her. And then she was there like with her family. And her family came up to me and they were like, I'm so sorry. She does this all the time. And they like
Gosh.
paid for my meal and drinks. And they're like, yeah, this isn't the first time. But here's the thing. So she works at the bottle shop and sandwich shop in town also. And I always go and I get my sandwiches for the beach there, and she has to make them for me. So it's
Okay, that's the
like,
best
and
revenge.
I
Oh
just go,
my
I'm
god.
like, well, I'm not gonna like not go and get, my vodka and my sandwiches for the beach, and you're gonna have
Yeah.
to wait on me, bitch. And I am ready for round two whenever.
See, this is why I love you because like a lot of people would be like, I'm gonna get my sandwich somewhere else. But like you're like, fuck this.
No.
Absolutely not. My life doesn't stop. I'm gonna keep doing what I do regardless.
Listen,
Oh
it
my
like
gosh.
it I mean, I should maybe like look into also being like a dominatrix because I'm really into like punishing people and
Uh-huh.
making her feel uncomfortable. Just like I'm not really that afraid of confrontation.
No, you're definitely not. But that's just because like you have a confidence that a lot of people don't possess. Like you've always have. You don't really back down,
Oh, thank you.
which is good. You don't.
It could be good
This
or
interest
bad.
it depends on how far the conflict goes. Not trying to like get in a knife fight, but
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
no, no. You use your words
No.
and you use them wisely? Question
I'm
mark.
a I'm a bit of a wordsmith, I guess.
Yes, you are. But it's funny when you started that story, like my mind automatically assumes it's going to be a guy who comes at you or says some shitty thing, but like for some reason it doesn't like connect that like women are just as terrible and disgusting, especially with the bathroom thing, but it's also like we're all peeing or pooping. Like nobody's causing a scene except for the people that are accusing other people of causing a scene. Like
I mean,
it's so hypocritical the whole entire
yeah.
experience.
And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, ma'am, the last thing I want to see is your slovenly old puss. I certainly don't even want to smell
Yeah,
it
you're not in
either.
there
It's
to like check
like,
out her old
like
vagina.
what the fuck?
Not
We're
her old puss. Oh my god, this is my R-rated episode.
oh, are we not? Oops.
No, I swear all the time. I've never said what is slovenly old puss. I don't even know what slovenly means.
It's just bad.
I'm gonna Google it later. I'm sweating. I'm laughing. Stash. Okay, reeling it in, Josh. Okay, I love that story. Gonna play that on repeat, but I want to know.
Okay.
I want to know when you, Taylor Reiss, when you think about your future or imagine it and picture it, what does it look like?
Ooh,
Obviously,
well,
not a slovenly old puss.
oh
That's not
God,
our
no.
goal. No, no, no.
Oh, ma'am.
Tight and fresh.
Yeah. Got that Summer's Eve on auto ship. No.
Summer's Eve, sponsored by Summer's Eve. Again, if people don't know, Google it.
Okay, wait. So, no, well, I hope my future has a lot more laughter, just like good jokes. Um, no, just more of living authentically and just being happy and just really thriving and just not, I guess, continuing to be unapologetic and just successful in everything that I want to do and just be happy, honestly. That's what I want for my future. I mean, even though I was super lucky to have a support system, it still has been challenging. I've gone through stuff and yeah, I just want to continue to feel good and relaxed,
Yeah,
relaxed and
definitely.
happy.
How are you approaching this transition process for yourself?
So, uh, right now, I'm just waiting for my appointment to start the hormones. I have to go down to U of M, but their next opening, U of M, by the way, is University of Michigan. Um, but their next opening isn't even until November. But I'm on the waiting list to, if somebody like cancels, to like be able to go earlier. Um, I'm excited for, but also a little nervous because, you're taking hormones and you're supposed, I guess, you can experience some not so great side effects, but that's just part of the process. So I'm excited, but I actually am like a little nervous for that. But I talk with my therapist and then I talk with a psychiatrist for that too. And so and I work with my GP. And so I kind of have a good medical team behind me that's like helping advise everything and what to do and making all the appointments. So I feel like I have a good team behind me.
Good. And you have like a little plan of action. So
Hmm.
you're just waiting
Yep.
and ready.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
waiting
And
and
those
ready.
like those side effects, like whenever I like think about, when I wake up and I feel like extra shitty and I'm like, oh, it's extra cortisol or whatever. Like during that experience, it's probably important for people to remember, like, if they feel down or if they feel whatever the side effects are, whether they're physical or emotional, mental, like that it is because your body is changing, because there's something happening like on like such a deep level scientifically that it won't be that way, forever. Things
Right.
will even out
Yeah,
and
they'll even
become,
out.
they'll feel normal. Like, I imagine that's stressful and scary, and probably something that maybe, people probably feel that same type of anxiety as you might about it. But it will, it's just a chemical reaction in the brain. And I'm always like, that's why you feel that way, Josh. You're just, you don't got the dopamine drip today or something, like that's why you feel up or down. So just, it's good to remind ourselves sometimes that it's just our brain being kooky so we
Yeah.
don't spiral too far.
But that's why I also have the my therapist and my psychiatrist, because I
Hmm.
feel like they can like help when if I get super emotional and can like talk it out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm prepared for that.
Yeah. Now, I wanted, like, obviously, hot air is very vulnerable, and I talk about everything good and bad. And while a lot of what we've talked about is extremely positive, you have mentioned, a few times subtly that, like, there are these harder times. And I think it's important to, balance all of this positive stuff if you want to share
Mhm.
any of the experiences where this process has felt a little bit more stressful or a little bit heavier, as opposed to, I mean, obviously we talked about the woman in the bathroom with her flange and or whatever we called it, but like, what are some of the times where you did feel a little bit lower, and how did you manage that?
Some of like family friends of ours, they still will say he. And like I
Hmm.
know earlier I said, give people some grace and whatever, but there are some family friends who just like flat out just like don't care and will just like still say he, and I get so frustrated with it, and like I've told them like a million times, like, so that's kind of a low when, and when somebody is just like, and I don't even want to say they just are purposely doing it, because I don't think they're like trying to like piss me off. I think they just like truly just like don't care. And
Yeah.
that's really annoying. And so I started a new thing where I start misgendering them back so they can like see how it
Of
feels.
course you did. I love that.
So when, it's
That is
like a
genius.
old man and they're sitting in my restaurant still misgendering me, and I'll say to like my host, I'll be like, oh, she wants a refill on her coffee.
I love that. Well, that
And
is the
I'll,
smartest
and
thing
I'll
I've ever heard.
like, okay.
Oopsie.
And they're
Yeah.
like, I'm like, ma'am, is everything good? You like your eggs fucking Benedict?
You bitch. You like your eggs Benedict? I need a shirt
um,
that says that. Do you like your
so,
eggs Benedict, bitch? You can sell
um,
those at your
so
restaurant.
yeah, I should. We change the name from small batch to small bitch.
Oh my
um,
god. So
no, so
funny.
so that's kind of a low. And then you know, uh, people who don't know me can sometimes say I've had to like block people on social media and things because I'll get awful messages. And so I
Hmm.
don't really like to like read a lot of them or even like read a lot of comments and things like that. But there have been people that I have been friends with who have been like sent me a message and they'll be like, well, you have a mental illness and I'm praying for you. And I'm like,
God.
girl, no. So then block, and it's just that like, yeah, that sucks. And then yeah, just nastiness,
Yeah.
especially in our current I hate to even like talk about politics, but like our political climate, it's just a lot of people feel like now they're emboldened and have a license to be super extra negative towards the community and
Yeah.
just or even just like everyone in general. It's just like there's a lot of hate right now, and that's like
Yeah.
that like gets me down a lot sometimes, but then I just have to,
Same.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, everyone feels like they can just be shitty to everyone regardless of their
Yeah.
race or sexual identity or gender.
Mhm.
Like, everyone's just kind of an asshole, really.
Yeah.
It's quite negative, but I I love that you start intentionally misgendering people. That's so good. I think every transgender person should start doing that. That's so fucking genius. Like, we need to start a campaign. That is so good. Yeah,
Mhm.
because nobody would like it. Like, I wouldn't want somebody calling me she all day. It actually gets me mad because people in school used to call me she to make fun of me, and I identify as a man. Like,
Mhm.
that's who I am. So, like, I wouldn't want that, and I imagine nobody else would want to be called something that they're not. Like, that it just makes the most sense. I mean, obviously to us because we know, but
I try to stay on the positive side though, like, and then I use a lot of humor or I use a lot of
mhm,
sass to
mhm.
counteract the negativity.
Yeah, yeah.
Be
You know, we
sassy.
gotta just be sassy, laugh it off, call a bitch, and move along.
Or a cunt.
Or cunt. We don't have to whisper cunt here because I say
Oh,
that all the
okay.
time.
Okay, good. I
We can
love
scream
that
cunt
word.
from the rooftop. Although my dad
Perfect.
will hate it. He was like, "Josh, you swear too much. Like when you're talking about, helpful, serious things." I was like, "Well, I do have a potty mouth. Everyone knows that. Cunt.
Yeah.
Like, let me live, dad." I wasn't calling my dad a cunt. I was just saying cunt. Okay, I do have some rapid fire questions, but before I do, I want to know if there's anything else that you feel like you want to share, if there's anything you want to say to the trans community, whether they're out or not out, or just anything else you feel like maybe we didn't touch on, which obviously that could go in all areas.
Yeah. I mean, just to I guess what I would say to the trans community is just, like I said before, just do things at your own pace and come out when you're ready to, and just I would think about what what you asked me earlier, what your future looks like, because if you really think about that and like what it's going to feel like to live authentically, I feel like that will also help you which with whatever stage you're in your transition, because like always looking forward to the future and kind of planning for that. Also, write it down in a journal and then read it back later. That's always super super helpful. Like if you write down what your goals are, what you want in life, um, and what your future is going to look like. And then, like, when you reach that milestone and then going back and looking, it's actually really cool.
Yeah, like visualizing or taking note of where you want to
Hmm.
be in 6 months and then going back and
Yep.
being like, this felt like such a foreign concept or a hard to reach goal or something that might never happen. And like time progresses so fucking quickly, right?
Hmm.
Like it's like people, I say this all the time, like, someone who's like, I want to be in the best shape of my life in a year, but they don't start doing anything. That year is still going to happen, right? Like
Right.
time is still going to go ahead. Like, same with me. I'm like, by my birthday, I might have a goal. My birthday's still going to come in July. July is still going to come. Whether I take the action or not is going to matters. And like remembering that you can then look back at where you came from, even before you start looking back where you came from, like you looking back to kissing your tennis coach, right? And like not knowing what that means, like looking at all the things you've accomplished, and me looking back at growing up in Canada, when I think about, oh my god, like the life that I live currently is a life that like Lil Gay me never would have been able to even imagine or comprehend, or like would be like, damn, that's like a cool life. And I imagine little you looking at you now would think the exact same fucking thing. I mean, like, get it, yell at that bitch in the in the restroom, misgender that guy, but also celebrate who you are, dress how you want to dress. Like talking to like how RuPaul does, right? When he's like, what would you say
Hmm.
to the younger version of yourself? Like, think about that, the kid that you once were, for a lot of people is really helpful in,
I
not
guess I would tell my
sinking
younger
sink down the
self,
rabbit
like,
hole.
I would tell my younger self, like, girl, you are going to be such a hot bitch.
You're gonna
You're
be such a
gonna
hot
piss off
bitch.
so many people.
Oh
I'd
my
be like, you're
god.
gonna piss off so many people, but you're gonna have so much fucking fun.
It's going to be the time of your life.
It really is. Keep that
Hysterical.
tongue sharp, girl.
And you certainly do. Actually, I'm curious. Is there like one memory of you and I when we worked at Saddles, or like in our West Hollywood times, some like your prominent Josh memory? Other than when you came down here for Pride and your friend tried to kill me, because I don't remember that, but you
Yeah,
do.
which you don't remember. Oh my gosh, saddles. I
Good
mean,
old times.
I do kind of, well, I remember being like the manager that just didn't really give a shit what anybody would
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
And like the other manager would be a little more oh, maybe strict or by the rules. And I was just like, oh, you want to do a shot? Okay, can I do one with you? Like, because
Yeah.
remember they wouldn't let us drink behind the bar. And I was
No,
like,
I
I was
know.
like, oh, well, if you come to the office,
If you come to the
I'm like,
office. Yeah. No,
shot with
you were
her. Or then,
always
or like,
so good.
I would bring the Starbucks cups with my Trenta ice green tea, ice green tea shot. but, and I mean, but those were
Oh
long
God.
work shifts, and so like you had to get through them somehow.
You needed to. It was crazy that we weren't allowed to drink there.
Yeah, because every other bar I've worked at, they're like,
All
yeah,
of them.
you have like a spill tab, and you have like a little whatever, and it's just what you do.
It is just what you do. I used to go to the variety store, corner store on my way while I was walking, and I would get those disgusting little bottles of liquor, the 9.99. Remember those? And they had all
Oh
the
yeah,
insane.
they have like the
I'm gonna puke
banana
thinking about it.
flavored and like
All the
the
flavors,
yeah.
and I would put them in my backpack, and then throughout the shift, I would take it into the employee bathroom and
Mhm.
take the shot, and then I'd go back to work. I mean, there was times when I was definitely very drunk. I mean, obviously, it was a bar, and I would also I would also when I would have to take stuff to that back storage unit in
Mhm.
the parking lot. Like sometimes I would have to bring whatever it was back there or go grab something that we needed, and they would always have bottles of alcohol back there that were brought by the reps, and I
Yeah.
would drink out of them or hide them in the bush outside and then go literally drink in the bush in between
Wait,
like serving people.
do you remember like how chaotic I would get at the dish stack? Remember I would just like do you remember this at all? Like I would just like take the tray of glass and be like, oh fuck this, and I just like
Yeah.
or like throw them away and like I'm like, how many more dishes do you guys have to do? I go, no, fuck this, just throw them out. Or I like
That was
spray
such a
people with
mess.
water. I
Yes.
sprayed the whole fucking room with water.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun. I'd go back for like a day, maybe. One
Oh,
day. Just to
you're
fuck
brave.
around.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, no, maybe I would too.
I mean, also just to eat the fries and that dipping sauce, because that sauce was so
Oh shit,
good.
that was so good.
Mm,
Yeah.
so delish. I have the
Well,
recipe somewhere. Ah, well. R.I.P.
yeah.
I went to Flaming
R.I.P.
Saddles in New York
Oh, how was
when
that
I
one?
was
I've never
there.
been.
Itty bitty, like much smaller. I
Wait,
mean, as is like
did
all
you
the
see the
things.
owners?
I did not. There is a picture of the female owner. I'm like, should I say her name? On the
No.
wall as well, duh. Um, do not say their names.
That's why I said
Um,
the owners.
the owners on the wall. It was
Like
fine. It was
when you
whatever.
just told me like, oh, I went to the one in New York, I'm like, they let you in? They don't have
I know.
like a picture on the wall saying this hoe is banned.
You know, simply because actually we're not going to go there.
We can't talk
Okay,
about it.
rapid fire questions. Rapid fire questions. These are completely random, but if Taylor had a warning label, what would it say?
Oh, damn, that's a good one. Um, maybe explosive, probably.
Diarrhea.
Yeah.
Explosive diarrhea.
Oh, well, yeah, maybe. It depends. It depends. No, the warning label would be it
Jesus.
would be like intoxicated or like maybe it would be
What?
hot air.
Maybe it would be full of hot air and explosive diarrhea. Toxic explosive diarrhea. This is kind of a good kind of a good segue because what's your most toxic trait?
My most toxic trait?
Yeah. Don't
Oh,
look so bashful like you're innocent.
I
Who,
mean,
me?
pro- yeah, probably the fact that I'm unfiltered. Like I just I push it. And like sometimes I'll push it on purpose, like knowing
Yeah,
it's not.
that tracks.
Yeah, sometimes a little chaos is good.
Yeah, we gotta
How,
keep things exciting in the world.
yeah, YOLO.
Yeah. Okay, if you were arrested, what would it be for?
Oh, probably, I would say probably accosting a customer if they really get me
Physical
to that
assault.
level. Physical assault.
With assault with a deadly weapon.
Yeah, my
Her
fist.
fist. Yeah, exactly. Jing. Oh my god. Okay, with those rings though, yes, danger. Those will kill you. Okay, now you might not want to answer this one. What's the most that you've ever spent on a single item of clothing? So not your expensive bags, but you can talk about
And
those
not
too.
jewelry.
I mean, I guess
I'm just
jewelry. I guess it's
clothing.
all clothing. One
Um,
of each.
oh God. Okay. Let's see. On I have a dress that I think was like 25,000. Yeah.
$1,000.
Uh um
That seems normal.
yeah, so if we're talking clothing, yeah, like a $25,000 dress. Yeah.
Cool, same. From Shein. I got mine from Shein. Okay, what is currently sitting in your online shopping cart
Mm, that's a good
that you
one.
need to pull the trigger on?
I know because my birthday's coming up. So I do actually have a cart right now full at one of my favorite stores, Fashion File. They're
Mm-hmm.
owned by Neiman Marcus. But it currently has a rainbow Chanel flap in it, a flap bag. And then it has a Birkin 25 centimeter in pink.
Yeah,
So I'm
same as well. Yeah, I can
probably
definitely relate for sure.
that's in my fashion file shopping cart right now.
Love. Oh my goodness. You crack me the fuck up. It has been far too long.
I
And
know.
I would like to say that you have always been probably I feel like the most authentic person that I have encountered in life. You've always been just you, and I admire that so much. And I think that the trans community as a whole are, I say this time and time again, like the bravest people on the planet. It's hard enough, to come out as gay, let alone trying to, share your journey being a trans person and make that transition both physically, socially, like the pushback, especially now. So I applaud you. I think it's like very brave. And I'm so glad that you are just living how you feel like you've always wanted to. So I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, Joshy.
You're so
Aw,
welcome.
I love you.
Love you. Wait, Brooklyn's here.
Brooklyn!
Look at that. Look at that bitch.
Yeah, do you remember your Auntie
Do
Taylor?
you
The one that was
do you
so,
remember?
so sassy?
You're so yeah, you've known her from the beginning too. You're like one of the
Mhm.
few.
I've known
Hi,
her
lady.
since before you knew her.
That's true. And
When
and
her
look, no, she's
original owner picked her up.
from a van off Craigslist.
Yep.
Yes. On
Mm-hmm.
the corner of a
Aw.
street.
Uh-huh.
Crazy beat. I thank you for being here and sharing your story.
Thank you for
And I
having
hope
me.
that
This is so much fun.
I hope it reaches people, that need the inspiration and the insight. And I mean, obviously, you should come back anytime.
Oh my gosh, I would love to.
And that, my friends, is that. Taylor, thank you so much for being here and sharing your story so openly. One of the things I love most about this conversation is that while everyone's journey is different, the desire to be accepted and understood and loved for who you truly are and also respected is something that we all have in common. And I hope that today's episode reminded you that authenticity isn't something that you earn, it's something that you deserve. And whether you're questioning your identity, supporting someone you love, or simply trying to become more yourself in any which way, I hope that you take away the message that there is no timeline for self-discovery and no wrong way to be who you are. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to follow, rate, like, subscribe wherever you are listening, and review Hot Air also wherever you're listening. It helps more people discover the show and keeps these conversations going. And like, what better way to support Pride Month than to share the episode and rate the episode? And you can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok at _hotairpod. Visit my website, hotairwithjoshuarobert.com, to shop my merch, submit your listener stories and topic suggestions. There's also some resources for the gay community, queer community, trans community, LGBTQ plus community on that webpage, mostly specific to the trans community, people looking for therapy, transition help, and assistance. There's probably like 15 websites that I have linked on the webpage. So if you need those resources, they are there for you. So thank you for listening. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Pride Month, because you know I'm about to get lit at NYC Pride soon. I've got way more fun guests coming up and some more serious guests, some important messages, important stories to share for Pride Month. So stay tuned, keep listening. And as always, I will see you next Tuesday.
HOTAIR, hot takes therapy, no filter. Say what I mean. HOTAIR, let's be real. You're listening to Hot Air.